So this morning we have a delivery Lower Manhattan on Park Avenue South. We'll be going over the Williamsburg Bridge and show you just what New York is all about. So we're going to be merging into the right lane. Left 2 lanes, no trucks due to clearance overhead. Trucks are to stay to the right 2 lanes. Up ahead it gets a little narrow, and this is going to and from New York. Trucks are to stay to the outer lanes of the Williamsburg Bridge. Okay, as you can see, it's getting a little narrow here, so I just take up the middle lane. Actually, no, take up both lanes. We don't want any cars coming up alongside of us. So a bigger vehicle, you take as much space as you need. You're in full control. Alright, so we're coming off the narrow part. I'm merging back into the left lane. Just ride it on through to the bottom. I believe the right lane gets a little congested, some exits. So we just stay in this lane here and follow on through. You always want to try your best and keep spacing in between you and the vehicle in front of you. Just in case, if you ever were to let off the brake, if, you're doing something in the truck, you have that space in between you to catch it in time before you end up in a rear end collision. It's always a good thing to point out. Always allow adequate space in between you and the vehicle in front of you. Or worst case scenario, you're just sitting there patiently waiting, stopped in traffic, and somebody comes behind you hauling ass, and you throw in the towel, call it quits for the day. I know it may sound a little harsh, but expect the unexpected. It's as simple as that. I've had times where, you couldn't see what's up ahead, and it probably a broke down vehicle, so you need that extra space just in case if you need to make any moves, someone broke down or anything like that. You can always move around it with ease. Yeah, like I said before, that right lane there, I remember the first time coming over this bridge, I wasn't sure which lane to be in, but as you can see, that right lane bends off to the right and takes another street. So we always stayed second from the right. Yeah, so right now we're on Delancey Street. We're gonna follow this all the way to Bowery Street and make a right and follow that up to Uptown. It's always best to be observant of your surroundings, stay on the truck routes. They have pretty much signs posted. everywhere, just which streets to be on and whatnot. Yeah, so city driving is, you have to go at a slow pace. I normally, uh, my opinion, I start off in first gear, and I let you see that biker. He just came through like no tomorrow. I normally stay in first gear, and I let everybody just coast on through. And I always try to keep that open space in front of me, just if anything were to go wrong, I have time for reaction time. Um, as you can see, there was another biker that just came by. Um, it always allows that safe space. You never know if there may be a recalculation or anything. Last minute decision, last minute turns. I have that time, adequate time to make any second judgments. See, I have all this free space in front of me. If I need to move on over to the left, move on over to the right, I have that proper space to make any sudden decisions. As long as, checking your mirrors and making sure it's clear. So we're going to be making this right here. This is Bowery Street. Gets a little tight, but one thing good about New York, you get some streets, they're 4 lanes in width, and you have that room. And then you get those streets, it gets very narrow. A lot of construction going on. It's a big obstacle course. A lot of people making their, not sure where they're going. They're making last minute decisions, and you want to always keep an eye out. Yeah, so when I left the yard this morning, I left, it was 2:30 in the morning. I punched in for 2, and I'm here now. I want to say this is around 6, 6:15, and I had to be at this job site for 7 o'clock. It was a rush delivery. So I thought, get in early, get out early is the best bet. So when I first started my career in driving, was in Boston, city driving. I worked food distribution, and being younger, and you want to go, and I've learned a lot throughout the years. It's not about go, it's more about being aware. You want to get out there, get the job done, get your loads off, and come home in a safe manner. And when I first started, time controlled what I did, and I was never in control. And over the years, I've learned to take my time and just make sure everything goes right. We're gonna be making a left here. GPS wanted me to go up a bit and then make a left and a right. I figured I'd just take a nice easy shortcut. Yeah, so I never in my life thought that I would ever be driving in New York, uh, Brooklyn, Bronx, and I've been doing this now for, I've been driving 10 years overall, 7 years in this New York game, and it's a different ball game, you know. It's Boston is a walk in the park compared to New York. I'll do Boston with my eyes closed. Um, I'd say the best experience you'll ever get as a driver is going into the city. Uh, in the city, you'll encounter so many obstacles, and it'll definitely challenge you. Um, in so many ways. Um, Clearance issues, turns, backing up, blind side, driver's side. Um, Definitely make you put in the work. City driving, hands down, you can't go wrong with it. Once you're in the city, I mean, you can pretty much tackle anything else. I'd say the best advice that I can give to any new driver who wants to, you know, get into the truck driving game, the best advice I can give them is, you know, defense. Think defense. This is not an offensive game. It's a lot of defense, more defense than offensive. Um, yeah, you wanna see these guys. Everybody's impatient, and they gotta go, 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 go. They won't let you make the move. You just gotta let them go, and then you make the move. You gotta take into factor, the reality. You're the bigger vehicle. It's slow for you to start, and it takes a while for you to stop. So it might as well just take your time and enjoy the ride. So right now we're on Park Ave. We're almost at the stop. Um, Believe it or not, it's pretty quiet right now. In a little bit, past 7 o'clock, it just gets really, really congested in this area. So I'm gonna be pulling up to my stop very shortly, uh, ahead of schedule. They wanted me there for 7, and I'll be there at 6:30ish or so. So it gives me a half hour to take a power nap, I guess. You know. The best thing you can do is use some tools to your advantage. I don't just use the GPS. I run into a lot of new locations throughout the city, and I always use Google Maps, and I use in satellite mode and traffic mode, and I always, punch in the address and get a visual. You always want to get a visual of where you're going, and you plan from there. How you're gonna commit and achieve your goal and your outcome. So that's one of the keys that I use. See, we're gonna be pulling up right here. This section they got with the plastic jersey barriers. I'm just gonna pull up ahead, park the truck, and wait till 7 comes, and they'll move that out of the way, and I'll back right up and drop my crates right in that empty spot. So slow and steady, I let the traffic come around me, and I throw on my four-way flashes. So communication is key,